All right, Jake, we're going to talk about your paper here. You're going to be able to follow me because you'll see a yellow circle around the mouse. So as I'm walking down through the paper, you're going to know where I'm at. As I'm reading over your paper, it seems like what you're really discussing is the availability of Narcan and whether or not it should be available to people. There seems to be some conflict about this because some people believe that the availability of Narcan means that people won't get off of heroin or that it provides them with a way out, so to speak, a sort of cop-out. If that's what you're debating, whether or not Narcan should be provided, and it seems like to the end of your paper that you think that yes, Narcan should be provided, there's no reason why you can't state that up here at the beginning of your paper. Go ahead and take a position. If you have a thesis or an argument that you want to make it. Okay, so then you're going to begin here talking about why it is that people become addicted to heroin, or what it is. Why don't you flip these two paragraphs? Why don't you go ahead and start with what heroin is and then get to the paragraph about why people become addicted to it, especially in the one where people become addicted to it or why they become addicted to it. I'd like to see some quotes, some ideas from an authority figure about why this happens. I know it's a scientific process and simply issues about dependency and chemicals in the brain, but if you could offer something like that, it would just add some weight and authority to your paper. Now, this source right here, addictionresource.com, is this a reliable source? As you're going down through this, do we actually know who the author is? And if you don't know who the author is this something that we should be citing? All right. Good. I'm happy to see that you're using some of the sources that I gave you. Here's one from the New Yorker, and I saw your next paragraph is also going to be with the New York Times. The major problem with heroin is that it becomes more popular within the United States and is leading to more overdoses and deaths. The drugs has become so common. People are beginning to overdose in public, like at gas station stores, blah, blah, blah. So if you could maybe discuss why is this happening? Heroin's not new. It's been around for centuries. So why is it now there's this huge surge in it? And why are people starting to actually do this in public? What's changed, I guess, is my question. That's what I'm not sure about. Heroin's not new. I mean, even here in the United States, people have been using heroin regularly for 100 years. So why is the nature of that use started to change in the last 10 to 15 years? And is there anything that we can maybe do about that? Now here you're starting to jump down to your solutions then, so that Narcan becomes a solution to this problem or this change that's happened. Good. Talking about how it can save lives, and here providing a specific example of somebody's life who it saved. I think all that is very appropriate and good to have in your paper. Good. Now you're talking about why Narcan is actually a complicated issue, discussing how some people see it as the cause of the problem, perhaps. Now I think this is going to be a minority voice. Most people are going to say that the availability of Narcan may contribute to this issue, but that's not the cause of the issue, which means that back at the beginning of the paper, I still think you need to try and discuss what's changed over time and why heroin is so popular, or the way that it's popular is so different now compared to what it was 30, 40 years ago. All right, and then of course here at the end, you need to actually be able to review all this and try to find some way to button it up. Jake, in general, I think the organization of your paper is pretty good. Your writing is strong. I understand where you're going with all this. I'd like you to pay careful attention to your sources. Let's really try and look and make sure that all of your sources are credible, ones that you should be using. And let's really try to discuss what's changed, or try to get some handle on what's changed and why heroin use is so different now, and the role that Narcan is playing in our perception of the difference throughout our communities. All right, man. Have a good weekend.